Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to make a tubular caston for a 1x1 rib. This caston gives a very neat result and I especially love to use it for hats that have a folded brim. For this caston I like to use needles that are 1 or 2 sizes smaller than the ones I'll use for the body. To start, you'll need to measure the length of your tail, which I'm doing by wrapping my yarn around the needle 10 times, and then extend it for the number of stitches that I need. In this case I'm doing about 50 stitches. Next, you're going to place the yarn on your index and thumb, with the tail in the front and the working yarn in the back, and grab the tails with the rest of your fingers. Now take your right needle and go down and up in a counterclock motion, twisting the yarn around it. This will count as your first knit stitch. Now we're going to cast on a purl stitch. Go under the index strand, then above the thumb strand and under both strands, twisting the yarn. Now we're going to do the opposite motion for the knit stitch. So go under the thumb strand, then above the index strand and under both. One more time for the purl stitch. Go under the index strand, then above the thumb and under both. Then under the thumb strand, above the index and under both for the knit stitch. If you are not sure which stitch comes next, look at your yarn. There is always one strand that comes from under the other. Start with that one. So in this case, the bottom strand is the one on the thumb. We're going under the thumb, above the index and under both. For the next one, the yarn that is at the bottom is the one on your index, so go under that one, then above the thumb strand and under both. Keep repeating these 2 steps, alternating knits and purls, for the total number of your cast-on stitches. Your last cast-on stitch will be a purl one. Since the stitches are only twisted around the needle, to make sure not to lose that last stitch, we are going to twist the yarn around itself, like so. Now it's time to turn the work. For the first row, we're going to knit 1 stitch through the back loop and slip the next one purlwise with the yarn in the front. Knit 1 through the back loop, put the yarn in the front, slip 1 stitch purlwise, yarn in the back, and again. Knit 1 through the back loop, bring the yarn in the front, slip 1 stitch purlwise, yarn back, knit 1 to the back loop, and so on. Keep going until your last stitch. I'll meet you there. I'm now at the end of my first row. I'm going to knit 1 through the back loop and then purl the very last stitch to secure it. As you can see, your stitches look a bit twisted right now, but that's okay. Turn the work and we're gonna do another row. This time knit 1 as normal, then slip 1 purlwise with the yarn in the front like before. So knit 1 as normal, yarn in front, slip 1 stitch purlwise, bring the yarn back and knit 1 as normal. And again slip 1 with the yarn in the front, and so on. Keep going like this until the end of the row. Same as before, we're going to purl the very last stitch. We've now completed our tubular cast-on, and as you can see, it already looks like the stitches roll up on themselves. We are ready to join in the round. If you use the smaller needle, this is the time to switch to the right size that you'll use for the body. If not, you can just join right now, being careful not to twist the stitches. I'm using interchangeable needles, so I'm just going to unscrew the small needle and replace it. So now I'm going to push my stitches back to the tip of the needle, being careful not to twist them, and place my stitch marker to mark the beginning of the round. Now you can start working in a 1x1 rib stitch, so knit 1, purl 1 and repeat. After the first knit stitch, I'm going to tug the yarn a little bit to secure it, and then continue with the rib stitch. I'm going to knit a few rounds and then show you how to fix the gap where we join in the round. So this is my sample. Let's turn it so that the cast on edge is on top. I've already threaded the tail with my needle, so now we're going to look for this little bump right here where we join in the round. We're going to go under it from left to right and pull the yarn through. Now we need to turn a little bit our work to see on the inside. Look for this strand of yarn that is near where we just pulled our tail. Go under it and under this strand that looks like the right leg of the knit stitch, right here. Pull the yarn through, and here you go. It's not a perfect fix, but it does the job quite nicely and it's barely noticeable. Once you finished your piece, you can weave in the ends as you normally would. There you go, we just made a tubular cast on for a 1x1 rib, and as you can see it looks great on this classic rib beanie, especially when I fold up the brim. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon. Bye!